Welcome, Jim.
Jim Breuer, what's going on, man?
Hey, Sam.
Promoting you're doing a residency at the Paramount in Long Island, which is a great theater.
Love that room, right?
I've only done it once. I'm doing it again in February. I've only done it one time. And have you ever done a residency before where you're fucking the same place for a month?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm excited, but I'm a little worried.
Why?
I'm not Billy Joel. I'm not. So. Do I have a great following in Long Island? Yeah. Am I worried about the shows? No. I know I'm going to pull off a different show every single time. I'm dying to do this forever. And ever since, as soon as I played the Paramount, you've been on shows where you go, this fucking room.
Yeah, it's great.
That one, I immediately went, I'm going to film a special here. Then after I filmed the special, I went, I want to do a residency here. And then I remember talking to whoever, and it took 2-3 years before it made it to them, and then we're like, oh my God, we'd love to do that. So, my only worry is I just hope people come out.
How long is the residency?
Well, tickets are on sale for 3. For now, we'll say 3, Jimbo. But
3 shows or 3 months?
3 months.
Okay.
Now it's one Saturday a month.
Oh, it's not every weekend.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It's once a month, one show a month.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's playing.
Which is the same thing Billy Joel's doing at the Garden, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He plays once a month.
Yeah.
He flies in. I drive home at night.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for a hotel.
That's
I got
gotta be
a different
amazing.
show.
To be able to do this, like to have a theater that you want to do a residency in that's also like right by your house.
Yes, and then we got production. This is a little more than just walking out doing stand-up on this one.
Can they just lift your mic? These mics, the poor Jim is trying to fix his mic, and this thing keeps falling. This really stinks, this mic.
What we got going on here, Hammer?
Yelling at Troy.
We good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
is this stand-up or music or both?
Oh, it's first stand-up. We're going to come out. I don't know how long the stand-up's going to be. It could be... I have 3 acts. First is all going to be stand-up. Second's all going to be storytelling. The end is going to be a characters, sketch, and music improv shit.
So how long is the show?
Hour and a half.
Okay.
With videos. I have videos with sketches that are segues to go into it. So it's
a show.
It's a show, bro.
That's awesome.
They're dropping cash for production. They're dropping cash.
There it is.
Yeah.
So your thing about doing the storytelling, but your stories are always funny anyway. Like I think you're the best storyteller I've ever seen.
Well, I learned a lot of it from coming on here. Back in the day, how far back you guys go. So that was, and I learned that's a major part of what I do. So the storytelling can go in these nights. Some of them are really fun. I got to keep funny, but some of them can go a little deeper and further and wider than an average. Like, oh, here's when I met Ozzy. You're gonna get quite a chuckle out of this. Some of them I may go a little deeper into it, but always end with a laugh.
I guess when it's understood that it's storytelling, that's when like you don't have to have a punchline every 30 seconds, right?
That is the magic, Sam.
Right.
When you're a little more serious, they're like, oh, whoa.
I'm actually going to listen to this guy.
Yeah, and I can listen. I got mood music playing behind it, and the lighting is different. So it's almost like the middle part is the one-man theater show.
Sure.
And then hopefully that'll turn into something. And then the end is, like, hey, here's Ozzy, Priest, and Metallica singing bingo. Come on, let's do this.
It's also great because now it's like anybody that goes to these shows is going to be like, oh, he can do that show, or he can do that show, or he can do that show. Like
that's the magic
whatever
surprise.
the next move is. Yeah.
There's a bunny rabbit out of balloons.
But how do you follow the stand-up? Because your stand-up is so strong. Do you take a break, or do you just go right into something, or do you tell them?
The breaks are going to be video. They're going to be 2 to 4 minute videos. Some are going to be they're mostly going to be pre-filmed sketches. But or I'm going to have a guy in between. But most likely it's going to be big, loud sketches playing on the side.
Are you worried about coming out after that? Like, will people stay? Are you not?
No.
Have you done this before?
No. But I know I've done every part of what I'm going to do. I've done the stand-up. I did the storytelling, did the rock shit. And people stay for all of it, so I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. That's so cool, though, that you're able to figure out something where you're like, okay, I've amassed this body of work, right? So what do I do next that kind of encapsulates everything? Just put it all into one show.
I'm trying to figure out a one-man show, which I am working on, but boom, I can do part of it every month here at the Paramount.
Right.
You're still in the city, Jimbo. I don't know if you're in the city or Jersey, but you probably do. I don't know. Last night I bopped in to what's the Cellar? Not the Cellar, but they got these other rooms.
The Cellar's the only one I really do. The Comedy Cellar.
Well, they have another room that's sick.
Oh, the Village Underground.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It was sick. I walked in. I was very intimidated because I've been out of that system for a long time. And they're like, "Hey, you want to do a guest set?" Nah, I ain't doing a guest set. And I watched Neil Brennan go up, and I watched these guys go up, and they're like, "You sure?" I went, fuck it. Let me give it a whack. I felt like 94 Breuer at the comic strip on a Friday following Ray Romano and Wanda Sykes, like, "What's up?" And it was where I went off on a cuff, and it was amazing. I haven't had that opportunity in a long time.
But it worked?
Yeah,
That's
it worked
awesome.
really well.
Yeah, there's no one I want to go on after less.
Then Breuer?
Fuck you. No.
Oh, great. Now he does noises. He's doing impressions.
Jim kills
playing the
harder,
balls.
but it's really funny, and no one's ever seen your stand up. The stories you tell, they're really good. They're really well put together, and they're extremely funny. I've never seen anybody do it as well as you. I mean, I really mean that.
Well, thanks, Jimbo. And then hopefully, they'll really resonate with some of these shows. So, I don't know. I'm psyched. Like I said, today we talk with the production. They're out of Nashville. They're like, "Yeah, we've done Motley Crue and this and that." I'm like, what? So my imagination, I can't even keep up what they're throwing on the table. Like, at the end, what if we do explosives? I'm like, we can do explosives? Like, fuck yeah, we can have fog and laser lights. Fog and laser lights?
Now you got to be disciplined, though, right? Now that you know that, like, you've got all the options of this company, plus the venue's going to let you do whatever you want because it's not one show, it's 3 shows. Like, that's a lot of tickets.
Exactly.
You're going to be allowed to do whatever you want, but you have to be disciplined to not just be like, "Let's do everything."
Yeah, right. And I am. I went in going, all right, here's the stories. Here's the stand-up. And the stand-ups are going to be bits. Let's go topical. I have a different view than most others. And then a lot of Long Island stuff, too. So
Right.
I'm hopped up, man.
You are, and tickets are on sale. It's the Jim Breuer Residency at the Paramount. It's an amazing theater. OfficialJimBreuer.com or Jim Breuer on Twitter. It's Breuer. You're also doing other gigs. Funny Bone in Albany, Performing Arts Center this Friday in Englewood, New Jersey, and you're doing Illinois. Hey! Oh, thank you. And the
Bless you.
Rialto Theater in Tucson in December, which is amazing, 28th. And then you'll be New Year's Eve. You're going to be at the Improv in Tempe, which is another great room. So you're smart to go. I'm such a dumb fuck. I'm doing Chicago this Friday. Like, you're going to, Arizona, which is where you should be in December.
It's where I'm bringing my kids.
For New Year's Eve.
Yes. Go out there, stay in the sun. We're in the mountains. We're driving. I'm staying out there for 10 days.
Oh, you are? You're making a whole thing of it.
Yeah.
So you're
it's a
doing
whole
Christmas
thing.
out there and everything?
As soon as Christmas over, we're on a plane. We're out of here.
And then spending 10 days in Arizona.
Yes, we set up the stupid tree last night. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, 2 years I'm going to start drawing a fucking.
You're tired of it.
Like, here we go. We're drawing it and putting a painting up on a. We're going to put a little notebook padding of the tree on the side of the wall. Boom, we're done.
Is it a
How
real
is it-
tree that you used?
No.
No, you get the fake one,
No,
right?
it's a pop up. The lights are in it.
All right, tree's up.
Yeah, it's
Magic.
up. Once they know what's going on, what are we doing? Why do we even have to buy you gifts? It's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
It's over.
I'll give them to you on the 23rd. I'm buying them anyway.
It's over. What are you getting excited about? Nothing's going on.
How's family? Both of your parents are
Dead.
Both of your parents are dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
How has that been for your family and for you?
You know,
It was such a big part of you.
my dad was. Well, my mom was too. But my dad, I missed horrendously. I still miss him. My mom was this whole other beast. I was like, oh, the fucking out of here. Why are you straight? She was, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but she was blind, almost fully blind. She couldn't chew anymore. I was going to see her, and it was a disaster. I'm like, oh my God, it's time to go. I believe, it's old Yeller
How old
time.
was she?
91.
Yeah.
She's gonna be nice.
I don't think anyone can call you mean. You're probably the most dutiful son.
Yeah.
As far as what you did for your mom and dad. I mean, you were a very dutiful son. I mean, you're a far better son than I am.
Yeah, but we kind of grew up in the same. I can't say that. I can't speak to where you grew up, but I grew up. My dad was in. He grew up with 10 brothers and sisters, like a fucking old movie. It's 10 brothers and sisters. He used to eat possum if they can catch it. Turtles. And I'm like, what? Turtles? Possums? We catch a turtle and throw him in the pot, and there was 10 of us. And his mom was dead by the time he was 3. And then he was in World War II for 3 years. His whole family, 5 brothers, all 5 went to fight for years, and all 5 came back. And one was in a Nazi camp. One was shot down in Germany and played a deaf mute for weeks till the French underground got him. Yeah, man, it's some heavy. But
he pulled a chief from Cuckoo's Nest.
That's right. Yes, that's exactly right. And they all came back, and he never. And then the more I learned that history, and just a guy that never complained, always did the right thing, getting up at 5:30 and walking on the fucking sanitation to collect garbage. And, it's, I learned a lot from watching that growing up. And I went, he would always say, I just want you to have more than me. And I went, Dad, fuck, I already have 10 times more. And I wanted my kids to have, it's all about walk the walk, man. Walk the walk. And there was a time where I would do it and I'd feel jealous, envious. Like, look at all these guys getting all this shit, and I should be. God, maybe I was. But you know what? I wouldn't trade any of it in for the world. So I can sleep really good at night. So it's just I felt like that's the thing to do.
And it was easy for you to do it.
Easy. It was so easy. I enjoyed having them around. It really did. So that definitely helped. He was funny as shit in the road.
Yeah.
But when you don't have them in your life. Is it like a big void, or is it just kind of it fills up with other stuff?
Well, I say this: my dad is the more of the bigger. Like if I think of my dad, I instantly get a hole in me when I feel bad, and it lasted over a year and change, and I would have serious primal crying breakdowns. Serious, just. Wow.
Were they out of nowhere, or did anything like bring them on? Like, would it be like I saw this commercial and oh my god, that's like me and my dad?
That happens when I'm coming.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Sometimes it would just be out of nowhere.
I brought him a lot on the road, so I would, I'd see a place or whatever, and I'd hear something he'd say, and then boom, you try to avoid it, and that night you're in the hotel room, you're alone, and boom, the emotions kick in.
And when you start crying, do you just like, you know what? I'm gonna get primal with this. I'm just gonna let everything out because I can't hold it back anymore. The dam is broken.
Yeah. Oh, I go full primal. I don't give a shit. Yeah. My eyes get all fucked up. Like, Jimmy's in the other room, same noise. Like, these two are depressed. Well. Which one is doing what? That's a game show. We should do that as a game show.
He's like, I guess Brewer's jerking off over there.
Guess what the Jimmies are doing? But yeah, man.
Do you cry in front of people? Like, will you let your wife see that, or are you embarrassed?
Fuck yeah. I got over embarrassment a long time ago. If I tell a story, my eyes start swelling up. I won't primal in front of them.
Sure.
But your kids will see you cry?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because again, I feel like I learned years ago where walk the walk. My kids should know what it's like to feel pain and see pain. Like once in a while, like, wow, fuck, Dad's all fucked up on there. He's crying. Here's a song. Dad, why are you crying? And it's a Metallica song. Like, yeah, it's about taking care of your dad. So I don't mind them seeing my emotions.
Right.
I try to protect, but sometimes I can't protect my emotions. But I have no problem hiding it from them. I want them to know. Even when I took care of my dad, they all had different reactions. The oldest one was just, I'm out of here. The middle one was just, she was a little freaked out and she would watch me fart. The youngest one was hands-on. If I was in there with my dad, she was in there with my dad. And she was little. I was playing with my dad, she would play with my dad. All the way up until his death, when it was down to the last 2 minutes, she was in the room playing songs with him. And I went, hon, you don't have to. And it's ugly at the end.
It is.
It's ugly. They breathe fun. It sounds like they're choking to death. And I said, you don't have to. She's like, no, I want to be here, Dad. I want to be here. And then about a year later, this was a sick moment. It was a year later. My wife's going through her second round of cancer, and she got the same hair as you at the time. Fucking bald. She looks like an alien, the poor thing. And I got a little place upstate New York, and I'm not into anniversaries. Like, yeah, it's fucking at 9 o'clock, 9:15 on June 20, my dad passed. So I was upstate New York, and it was the end of the night. I was with my friend I grew up with, and he goes, yeah, let's hang out today. And my daughter goes, Dad, I need someone's phone. I said, no, go to bed. I'm hanging out with Larry. When you got your best friend over, you're like, you want to hang out. We have a fire, and just get the fuck out of here. She goes, Dad, I really want a phone. I need a phone. I said, what do you need a phone for? I can't tell you. Well, then you can't have it. So she's doing this with everyone in the family, her sisters. And I said, don't give her the phone. She needs to go to bed. It's like 10:30 at night. She goes to bed. About 1 in the morning, I go to bed. I go to check, and she wrote a text about a year ago today. Grandpa passed away. If you look up at the stars, and I hope he's drinking beer and watching you as a son, and blah, you're the greatest dad. Moments like that,
Yes.
for me, are better than selling out the fucking garden. Financially, no.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
financially, it doesn't have the same.
But those are powerful moments where you go, wow, that's what I want out of and hopefully she'll do that when she gets older for someone. I don't know.
How come it had to be via text?
Because I don't know. That's a good question. Because maybe she knew I was going to read it and then it sticks forever. Rather than just tell me while I'm hanging out with my friend, my best friend. If she told me that right there, she doesn't know how to communicate with her mouth. So she wrote it down.
Right.
It's easier in text to write it. You can
Especially
edit.
if Larry's around, right?
Yeah, you know who wants Larry watching
wants
that?
Larry?
I'm trying to have a
Exactly.
moment here.
The fucking
Larry,
neighbor from Three's Company. Who wants to say that in front of him?
and you're sitting there going like, no, Larry stays. Larry's staying.
If you can't say it in front of Larry, you can't say it in front of me. We have 9 IPAs in us, and Larry did the one-hitter. Mom doesn't know. Talk to us.
I know. Larry's family, too, okay? This is Uncle Larry.
You know that by now. Go to bed, for Christ's sake. What is so important in your life at 9 years old?
I just wanted to say.
Stop crying, for crying out loud. Go to bed, D. Can you bring her to bed? It's 10 o'clock. I'm trying to fucking talk to Larry here about aliens.
Larry, I gotta apologize.
Sorry, Larry. These kids, they stay up all night. You got to take control of them. You got to take control of them. Bunch of animals. They want to stay up to 3 in the morning talking about nothing.
And then you get this text.
Give a shit about kids bop.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Dad, can I get tickets? Go to bed. Give a shit what you have to say.
Does she want to take you to shows that you don't want to go to?
I just love that you think it's about Kids Bop, and then you get this text, and it's like the sweetest, most touching thing
Oh
about
my
your...
God, Harry Styles. I get it. One Direction. Oh my God, what the hell does this say? So yeah, man. And that's all resonated from me, from what my dad did for me, and
How's
whatever.
your wife doing?
She is, for the time being, doing okay. She was diagnosed in February with terminal. It metastasized to her. The cancer metastasized to her liver, lung, bone.
Jesus.
That was a heavy couple months trying to figure that out. So for the time being, She is in a trial, and so she goes to trial, and for the time being, the trial is working. So we're
good.
5 months. It works. It's not doom and gloom, which is another. I guess some people go doom and gloom. We never were a doom and gloom family. I never was a doom and gloom guy. She looks hot. She feels hot. She doesn't. You would never know it looking at her. And it was funny. At first she didn't want to tell. She didn't even want to tell her mom. She didn't want to tell a lot of people because the first thing you get are letters. We're all praying for you. If it's like, oh gosh, shut up.
Everybody thinking they have to come visit, even though they haven't visited in like 20 years. Like, I got to get my one last one in. And
we brought you the best banana nut cake. This is like a really ancient recipe, and we want you to have it. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go outside for a second.
You're just like, I'm just trying to live my life.
We're still good.
Yeah.
Well, she's very religious. Do the prayers not mean anything, or is she kind of moved away from that a little bit?
No. And I don't. She believes, she's got deep faith. She definitely has that. And she's not one of those, there's a weird thing with religion where people go, oh, well, how could God have a child just be killed and you've had cancer and you're the great. That's not God shit. I don't know what people have in their heads. It's like we're human and whatever you're into. She's all about like, hey man, whatever this journey is, it's kicked ass until now. Look at all that we've done, and if this is the way it's going to go down, this is the way it goes down. If I'm not going to gloom it and doom it, if anything, every step too has made our visions on life a lot more clear and crisp, and you have this whole different agenda, and you realize what's really important in life in general, because we're all on borrowed time. At the end of the day, none of us are getting out of here. So she's pretty powerful with her faith, man.
When you found out in February, do you go with her to the appointment, or is it?
Oh yeah.
And did you kind of know, or were you not sure? Did you guys sense that this is what they were going to say, or did you have no idea?
No, I knew. She still had. So she first. The way I found out, it was right before I played the Paramount. It was like it was February like 12th or 11th of last year, and I went there. And as soon as I came home the next day, it was right before Valentine's Day, and I said, I see an account. Who's this doctor that you've been? She didn't want to tell me, and then I said, what is this doctor? And she went, I have something to tell you. I went, oh shit! I knew right away. I'm like, what? We've been through it twice.
Sure.
What is it now? And she goes, they found tumors. It could be scar tissue. It could be, I just said, yeah, no, this is hands down. I know exactly what this is. I said, where'd they find them? It's like there's some spots on my lung. Oh, fuck.
Did you express this to her, or did you keep it to yourself? Like your feeling of dread?
No, you don't put that out there. You immediately go, let's see
what it is.
Let's wait for the official word. But you could tell by her doctor at the time, he wasn't very optimistic. And I called him up and say, listen, what's the deal, man? What are we looking at here? He's like, 4 years. I can keep her alive. There's some great pills. And let's wait for the biopsy. But I'm pretty sure I know what it is. And, the biopsy came back and they said it's cancer. But now by the time it was a long, brutal process, because when it first happens, okay, well, now what? Now what? And then you get tested more, and then you go to the real specialists, and they go, yeah, and they have to be very, she was a young girl. She looked like she was 20. She's like 27. She's like, they metastasized and they're in your liver and lung, and basically you're fucked. Maybe you'll make it to Christmas. We're not sure. but it's up to you. What you want? We can put you on a trial, and here's all. So as you're, and I remember I cracked a joke. She said, "There's drugs to give you to help you," and I went, "Are there any drugs for me?" And my wife cracked up, and this woman she looked at me like, "You bastard. I just told your wife is going to die, and you want drugs." She didn't understand.
You were just trying to...
It's not about you.
Right. And that was a heavy ride home. Your whole life, I've been with her for 27, 28 years.
Right.
We're married 25 this year, and your whole life starts flashing, and you're going, oh my God. And then you think of the kids, like, okay, I'm going to, all right, yeah, no, we'll get through this process, and I'll be all right. I have to be all right. This is the next step in life. This is what it is. This is life, man. Here we go. And she's apologizing. I'm so sorry. And I'm cracking up going, don't be sorry, but, I wish I knew your genetic pool before we jumped into this. And I'm going to tell others before you get married, check into their gene pool and once their fucking history. And just cracking jokes, laughing. And then once we started checking out all hospitals across the world and all that. For trials, and thank God I got a great friend that I grew up with, literally grew up on the same street with, that I've known forever. And he called, and he always said, he's like, Jimmy, if you let me know the way D is, you got to let me know. I can really help. And I called him up like, hey, here's where we're at. He's like, send me the papers and give me 20 minutes. And he called. He's like, you need to get her on a flight tomorrow to Houston, Texas. So, okay. Flew to Houston, and the doctor was like, how'd you get in here? There's a fucking 40-year waiting list. And the doctor's like, you need to be in Philadelphia right now. Right now, you are a huge candidate. You are the world's guinea pig for this right now. Get on the plane. Head to Philadelphia. And we said, we were in Philadelphia. And he goes, why didn't you go on the trial? He's like, well, I didn't want to, all the side effects. She's like, he goes, look at Tylenol. There's more side effect. They have to tell you that.
Sure.
He goes, or your option is death. Pick it. It's up to you. I mean, I'm not your life. And so that's the way we've been. Now, the first thing they tell you is, all right, once you go on the trial, normally, the first month, you take a biopsy. They got to take a biopsy every month. It'll say the tumors are shrinking. Don't get excited. It's the second, third month where you find out is it working? Did it spread? Are the tumors getting big? Do you have less time? Or is this kind of working? And she didn't hear that. I recorded everything. I go in a doctor's office, I record.
You do?
Absolutely.
It's smart.
And then this way I would go on a plane and I would listen to this over and over, and I'm holding back tears. And I'm like, oh,
but you're doing it for information.
Absolutely. So I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got a FaceTime from her, and she was crying like, oh my God, God is great. Oh my God, the thing came back and the tumors are shrunk. And she told friends and people called me out. These are great. But
You remembered.
I was tormented because I didn't want to crush her joy.
Sure.
But I knew in the back of my mind and my heart, I went, we're really not going to know shit for at least another month or two. So, but I had to, yeah, this is amazing.
You did go with
smarten
it.
her up.
Absolutely. This is awesome. This struggle is going to kick ass forever. And then the second month came, and I was holding my breath. I was like,
right.
Okay, here we go. And they're like, yeah, it's amazing, still working. So now we're up to 5 months, and now the doctors and all of them are super excited, and pharmaceuticals excited, but you know what, man? There's no... I don't know. I
could turn easily, yeah.
This could... we live month to month. Month to month, we go, hey, let's get another kick-ass month. We got another kick-ass So, all the way back to a shameless plug. No, but in seriousness, being able to do something like this, knowing I'm home
Right.
Oh yeah.
once a month, and if it turns into something and I don't have to travel that much, it's definitely all a good thing.
The whole and Jim is such a hilarious comedian. It's the Jim Breuer Residency at the Paramount, officialJimBreuer.com, and it's at the Paramount's in Long Island. It's an amazing
Huntington,
room.
yeah, it's a good room.
The first 3 shows, by the way, are February 17th, March 3rd, and April 14th. Tickets will go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Pre-sale is Wednesday at 10 a.m. for Paramount fan club members and City card holders.
Hey.
But I'm amazed that you
Go to all 3 shows if you can.
Why not? They're probably all going to be different.
They are. Everyone is different. Even, knock on wood, not saying there's a guarantee, but if I go past the 3 months,
Sure,
I'm prepared for at least a year's worth.
you are.
Oh,
Wow.
hands down. I haven't put out a special in a while, and I've been gathering tight material, back pockets, storytelling in these little shitholes in the middle of nowhere. I don't come to the city for them, and with the band, I'm pretty excited now that I know I got production and everything else. I'm really happy.
Why didn't you ever do like a one-man show? All these comedians do these one-man shows in Montreal, and they're good, or like, but you're such an amazing storyteller. It'd probably be better than most.
You encouraged me to do that a while ago, and I never forgot that. And I always trying to figure out an angle, and I honestly am starting one. I started toying with it last year, and now I'm working on it in January, February, and March.
Are you able to go back, like if I'm writing something, it has to be in the moment, like the emotions. In the moment, I have to grab it or I lose it. Are you able to go back and grab stuff like this is how I felt 6 months ago and make it relevant?
Yes, that's exactly what's happening to me now. Because at the time, and then you lose the momentum.
Right, the momentum, right.
So now that I'm going back and looking at these things, where, oh God, I forgot this story in this moment in time and this part of my life, and boom, and then I get all hopped up and excited again.
It's amazing to me someone who's a good storyteller. I'm a horrendous storyteller.
Are you really?
Terrible.
That's because you lose focus, right?
I don't know what it is. I'm all over the place. I lose focus. I have zero faith in the destination and the journey.
You lose confidence as you're
I'm
telling
like,
the story.
Before I start.
I'm like that with the jokes. I'm the same way, but with jokes.
Your jokes are hilarious, though, and they're spruced all over your story. You would close. We did the antisocial tour with me. Jim did it. Stanhope did it. Tell, Amy. There's a whole bunch of comedians. Artie.
Yeah.
You were always hilarious, and you would close with a story about your dad and hosing down the drive. It was fucking hilarious. Hilarious.
That was a great tour, man. We had a lot. There was some belly laughing,
Bill Burr,
nonstop.
yes.
Oh my God, Attell. I remember sitting on the side watching Attell in Washington D.C. and he did a whole thing about the hotel he was at and playing with a donkey with whatever they had. They had all the different presidents on it. Dude, that was some of the hardest I ever laughed in my life.
Yeah, that was a really fun tour. We went to the Pentagon. Who went? It was me, you, Bill, and Dave, right? Went to the Pentagon?
Yes, and I got a World War II hat from my dad.
You did?
Yeah, I remember that.
We were seeing like wounded warriors.
Yes, I remember that. We went downstairs and we're like sitting with them and talking with them, and yeah, that was heavy.
Attell was really good with. I did. You talk to soldiers, but you almost feel like I don't qualify to speak to these men.
Same.
Because like, what do I say to these guys? That's
Right.
I have nothing to offer them. But Attell was great. Hey, wow, let me see your scar. And they loved it. He just talked to them like they were regular dudes. Attell is really, really good with those guys.
He was really good with that. You're right, because I feel the same as you. I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm working on this bit. Life.
Yeah.
We're going to Disney World with the family. So yeah, sucks to be you, huh? I don't know what to say, but you're right. Dave would, let me see what you got going on there. Like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah, asking real questions. Where'd that happen? What happened? No one minds telling you their experiences, especially war
not at
guys.
all.
That's why they call them war stories.
Exactly.
If a guy has his leg blown off, he'd probably love to tell you where it happened.
Right, he wants a regular conversation rather than the whole, like, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, or trying to relate, like, I understand how you feel. No, you don't.
No, you don't. Just
you
tell me
don't.
you're right. No, you don't. Not at all.
You have no relative experience. But I know I'm too aware of the fact that I can only guess at what it feels like. I'm too aware of it.
Yeah.
And so I just panic and don't tell.
I'm sort of the same way as you.
My
I'm
grandfather's
the same way.
he's been trying to steal valor, I think.
Oh no.
He's been walking around telling people this is legit.
Is he's what? Oh.
He's not joking.
No.
He's not joking. Like he was asking one of my aunts why he doesn't get more
Is he saying he's Howard Stern's grandfather? trying to steal radio valor.
He's trying to ask why he doesn't get more respect because he fought in he was active in 3 wars, he said.
Wow.
And she was like, Pop, you weren't active in 3 wars. And he was like, yes, I was. And she was like, what? And he was like, well, World War II, I was active. And like, even my mom, like, that's the one that might be. But my mom was like, he didn't fight in World War II. That would have been his generation. But he didn't.
He was active, maybe, but not.
And then he goes, Korean War. And they were like, well, you weren't in the Korean War at all. And then he legit, without batting an eye and without joking, he goes in the Cold War. And they were like, what?
Ew.
He's trying to get credit for fighting in the Cold War.
Can I tell you that I don't want to say who it is, but a person I love to death, right? Now, I don't know. I always thought the term veteran, I'm a veteran, meant you were in battle.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, that's just what I naturally think. Like, oh, I'm a veteran of, you were in battle. Okay, so I'm with this great person I love, older guy. He's got a hat, a million pins and all that. And one of them says veteran. I know for a fact. You know, they were in the service, but you
didn't fight.
Never, not even close. So we get in an elevator, and this woman gets in. She goes, "Oh, thank you for your service. You're a veteran?" And he goes, "Yes, I am." And I went, I just turned, and she goes, what war were you in? And I went, this is going to be a great answer, because I know for a fact you haven't been any, and I'm going to hold you real accountable, considering my dad was in World War II. Let's see where we're going with this. And he went, I was active during the Cuban Missile Crisis. I was just signing up.
Oh no!
And I think that was totally avoided.
Exactly.
There was no.
So I don't know if it's to get free donuts on Tuesday when the legions all get together and eat. I don't. But
My grandfather's just a scumbag, so he's just trying to. He's trying to get whatever credit he can get.
But your friend could have just said, no, I was never in battle. I was just in the military.
yeah,
That's the answer to give.
But he wants the credit though,
Sure.
because he knows that even if technically veteran means that you could be just in the military, he knows that the respect is to soldiers who served in battle, which is where it should be, right?
Exactly.
He wants that. He wants to be a hero.
I was at the PX. I was at the base. I was down in Monmouth at the base buying Fruit Loops for cost while other men gave their limbs. Nobody wants to say that. I was at the fucking PX taking the discount that those men earned me by losing an arm.
If that dude,
I bought Fruit Loops at cost.
if he could get a pin that just said the word hero on it instead of veteran, he'd go with hero.
You're absolutely right. You're right, and I really think it's just for the free donuts.
But it's got to be tempting too, and we have to wrap up in like a minute, Travis? 1 minute. It's got to be tempting when you see other guys getting such respect, and you know that you didn't avoid war, you just didn't go to it. You were in the military. It's got to be like, fuck.
I would have gone.
I missed the glory. Forgetting that you have to go through the battle first.
I would have.
My mom wouldn't let me.
I had flat feet, but I would have gone.
Yes.
I have one bad eye. I was dying to fucking shut my one eye and shoot at him.
It's legit. It's really bad.
I didn't even know it was a war. I just happened to go to Toronto for 4 years. Who knew?